And I think we are live. So, guys, welcome to Universal Devils. Welcome back. I hope you guys are staying safe and doing well. और ये technically हमारा first live attempt. So, congratulations, Tanmay. You're part of the first live.
Congratulations to you as well.
Finally. बहुत try करने के बाद अभी actually we can get into it. And what better occasion to actually start with the live sessions with the wonderful news that we got. 2 दिन हो गए उस बात को अभी कितना टाइम हो गया 2 दिन
हाँ 2 दिन हो गए.
यार 2 दिन से पहले imagine we won the FA Cup 2 weeks back, more
I,
than 2 weeks
I
back.
have seen the highlights multiple times, and I'm still wondering how the hell we managed that. Hmm.
And not even Matka, we played well. That's the best
Yeah,
part.
we played well.
But
Ten Hag tactics worked.
exactly, Ten Hag tactic works, and that is the perfect segue to get into the fact that, guys, after a very long wait, they have finally made a decision. We finally know who our manager is going to be, and of course, ये बोलना कुछ it's not a wrong thing to say that majority of us wanted Ten Hag, and of course, he is the manager now. And there are reports coming out that not only is he going to be kept, but he's going to be offered a new contract. तन्मय आई डोंट थिंक कोई और जगह है हम यहीं से शुरुआत करते हैं यहीं से चालू करते हैं
Okay.
व्हाट डू यू थिंक फर्स्टली are you happy with Ten Hag staying and contract extension? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yes, actually, it's a good thing because if you look at our squad, लास्ट सीजन सबको पता है कि कितने इंजरीज वगैरह थे. इसके पहले का कंपेयर करते सीजन, टेन हैग ने एक्सपेक्टेशंस के ऊपर परफॉर्म किया. ये सीजन हम लोग सोच रहे थे कि हम लोग एटलीस्ट टॉप 3 में आएंगे, बट वी ऑल नो व्हाट हैपेंड विद आवर इंजरीज. फिर उसके बाद टेन हैग को बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट मिलना चाहिए. एटलीस्ट 1 सीजन का तो टाइम मिलना चाहिए कि प्रॉपर माइंड करने के लिए कि ये प्रॉपर पर्सन है क्या नहीं. मगर ये है कि टेन हैग के आने की वजह से कंट्रोल आया है टीम में. If you look previously, people like Jose Mourinho he kind of lost the dressing room. Then we used to say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is very casual. He doesn't take any strict action against players. Whereas Ten Hag is exactly the kind of manager that we want. Like he's doing exactly what Sir Alex Ferguson used to do back in his day. People nowadays will say that Ten Hag is being very harsh with the players, with everything that is going on. But at the end of the day, we all know the kind of behavior or attitude which is going in this club from a long period of time. So we need such kind of manager.
So, what for you personally was the strongest point, I believe, for Ten Hag? What is his strongest point as per you, and what is his weakest? Because यार हर कोई perfect तो नहीं होता. अब जैसे कि
हाँ.
तूने बोला कि बहुत to be honest, I'm also completely on your side. Injuries have completely effed our season. तो बट एट द सेम टाइम ऐसा नहीं है कि उसी की वजह से हमारा इतना भी खराब सीजन गया है मे बी देयर कुड हैव बीन सर्टेन थिंग्स दैट ही कुड हैव डन बेटर मैं वही पूछना चाहूंगा वंस अगेन अकॉर्डिंग टू यू वन की स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ टेन हाग एंड वन बैड एस्पेक्ट और नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट
Okay. So strength about Ten Hag has to be trusting the youth. And also, I will also say one more point, like the way he likes to build the game from the back. For example, when we saw Lisandro Martinez is there, we are totally different team. And when he's not there, we collapse. So that thing is there. And when it comes to negative aspect, Ten Hag acts like a school teacher sometimes. He has to be little kind towards the players also.
बट
So that
ये
is
चीज तो समझ नहीं आ रही कि हमारे आई थिंक जो प्लेयर्स है जिनको
Hmm.
पिछले 8-10 साल से ना आदत हो गई है मजे मारने की अपनी चलाने की दे gotten used to throwing
That
tantrums,
is
getting things done their
okay.
way. So probably this school teacher approach certain times actually might have helped us. And the craziest thing is the strength that you mentioned. I can see your wallpaper. It's I think
Just
the
go.
best wallpaper right now.
Yeah.
That is summarized in one picture over there behind. आई थिंक अमाद इज मिसिंग, बट उसको वैसे भी उसने ज्यादा खिलाया नहीं था।
हाँ।
अभी यार तन्मय, एक चीज तो मेरे को समझी कि चलो उसको रखा आफ्टर 2 weeks ऑफ, as per INEOS, very in-depth analysis of his performances, our team's performances. They went out, they pretty much went out and tried to go for each and every manager possible. So ये सब तो ठीक है, चलो. Dude,
रिजेक्ट कर
the
दिया सबने।
kind of the the names, my friend, the names, the kind of managers we were linked with. अगर
Southgate, Potter, Roberto Di Zerbi was there, and Tuchel was there.
मुझे तो लगता है ये न्यूज सुन के टेना खुद हंस रहा होगा अपने वेकेशन पे, बेचारा ibiza में बैठा था और रोज अपना ट्विटर खोल के देखता था, एक्स खोल के देखता था कि साउथगेट, गैरेट, हैरी पॉटर, गैरेट साउथगेट, व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू कॉल इट. इट वाज क्रेजी उसमें से. बट बिफोर वी क्विकली मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट सेगमेंट, was there anyone you would have accepted if Ten Hag was sacked? Any one of them?
Okay. Okay, so there are three managers in my mind. First one has to be Kieran McKenna. We have seen the
Yeah.
way he has performed. And then there is Michael Carrick also. And I do have biasness towards Michael Carrick because he was a United legend. So that thing is there. And then lastly, I love this guy. Damn, I forgot his name. Who's this German guy? The Bayern Munich.
Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann. Yeah, Nagelsmann.
Uh, वो
But
तो
there is a
मतलब
thing.
मैं
But
क्या.
there is a thing with Nagelsmann. So when he was in Bayern Munich, his fiance actually works as a sports journalist. So there were rumors that she was leaking the team lineup and all the confidential information. So because we know such kind of thing is a trend at Old Trafford, so you
वो
would
तो वैसे
have
ही होता है. वो तो वैसे ही हमारे साथ होता है. उसमें क्या ही फर्क पड़ता
वो
है.
कर दो। वो सोफिया
क्या.
नमराबाद का भाई क्यों बोल रहा है? कैसे मेरे के बारे में तू है कौन? पता है कि
भाई
तेरा भाई
उसने
को तो चाहिए कि कोई ले ले।
भाई उसने 3 गेम खेले, ठीक है, पूरे सीजन में मुझे उसके खाली 3 ही गेम याद है. उसमें भी पता नहीं, ये प्लेयर्स से ज्यादा भाई और बहन उछलते हैं, पता नहीं क्यों. बट मूविंग ऑन टू वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग्स. यार तूने मेरे को बोला ना अभी, जितने भी तूने मैनेजर्स का नाम लिया उसमें से सच्ची बोलो तो मेरे हिसाब से मैं खाली शायद Nagelsmann के लिए would have been interested, or McKenna. McKenna also not like chalo now he is here,
हाँ,
khatam, our problems are solved. It would have been
नहीं
more like
मैकेनो कैरिक 2-3 साल वाले मैनेजर है कि उनको टाइम दो 2-3 साल का
exactly.
सिस्टम बनाने दो।
What do you think now that now we're getting the news कि Ten Hag को नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिल रहा है? Do you think it was inevitable? They had to do it, or I mean, they could have easily not given him the contract because उस हिसाब से ना, मतलब they had no liability towards him. He's not their manager. They didn't select him. They could have just played it smartly and let this season unwind and make a decision later. Why do you think they decided to give him a contract?
So there were a couple of aspects. Firstly, they promised Ten Hag that if he managed to reach European tournament, then they will
Mm.
extend his contract. So we managed to get into European tournament because of that FA Cup final victory. And secondly, the second aspect was that if you fire Ten Hag, you have to pay him compensation. You need to bring a new manager, which also requires additional funds. And currently, we are not in situation to spend that kind of money. And thirdly, I will say they know the reaction of fans for Ten Hag. They know that fans back Ten Hag because I forgot the name of that reporter, but Ten Hag had a close chat with him after the end of the interview, and he showed him a review, a survey about the United fans, and around 75 to 80% United fans wanted Ten Hag to stay. So everyone is backing Ten Hag at United, all the fan base. So I don't think so. INEOS would go against the fans at this stage.
I think, to be very honest, we need to give INEOS the benefit of the doubt. to start off with.
Yeah.
Whatever decisions that they've been taking since the last 3, 4 months, since they've come on board finally, it seems like every approach they're making is very structured, with a
Yeah,
plan,
it's like
with an
football first.
intention.
It's like football first.
Exactly, exactly. And I, the only thing that I think irritated everyone in this entire thing was they took so long to come to the decision. यही अगर उन्होंने एक हफ्ते में या 4, 5 दिन में ना, if they would have done their due diligence, they would have, even if they would have gone and spoken to other managers. At the end of the day, I think we somewhere are being a little too harsh on them without actually seeing what they're trying to build. Even now, I feel that they've taken this decision to keep Eric Ten Hag after seeing what is out there. Yay, we've been seeing reports that people like Brailsford, they really, really are very, very, what is that word? Uh, होते हैं ना एकदम बारीकी से हर चीज देखते हैं. They will do everything
Monitor.
possible to see exactly.
Is it monitor?
So they will go through all these little things before they make the decision.
Mm.
And now that they have made the decision, they've gone to Ten Hag. उसके वेकेशन में जाके उनको उसको बोला है भाई चल माफी सॉरी हमने थोड़ी आवारापंती की है. We went and we spoke to other managers, but now we are 100% sure that you are the man for us, and we are going to back you 100%, and that is why we're giving you this 2 year contract extension to continue building what you started. And yeah, I going into that now, Tanmay, I want to ask you, there is one thing, there's one thing that you are ready to build, but the second thing is actually having the capability to build. And in this sense, I mean the financial strength and capability. 50 million is the news. 50
50 million.
million. So does that
GoFundMe
worry
for
you?
Manchester United. Yeah, we need to start a GoFundMe for United.
So what do you
No, but
think?
if you look, no, if you look at 50 million, I will say it's a good amount of money because additional amount of money will be generated through sales. So, for example, if we put Sancho in the market, we can get around 40 to 60 million. Okay, we can also, if someone is not willing to buy, we can look and do performance based money. Like if he wins any trophy, then they will give us 5 million, 6 million, something like that. Or if you look at Greenwood also, the rumor is that we are asking for 40 million and he has agreed terms with Juventus. Their first offer was 25 million, and I believe that this new structure that is there at United, which I feel like they are going to reject this offer and try to make Juventus players around 30 million to 40 million, somewhere around that budget. And then we have a lot of players. For example, Varane has left the club, which leaves a huge amount of space in the wages. So our wage budget has also kind of increased in that space also.
So I think, I'm just excited that we can actually start talking about these things because officially the window opens tomorrow. The
Yes,
good thing, the good thing, like you said, is that even I'm personally not that worried because yes, on paper वो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि we have 50 million. It could be 50, 60, 70. We have easily, easily, like you mentioned, the capability to raise anywhere
100
between
to
100
150,
to
100
150
to 1.
million. आराम से.
Easily we can do.
So
Easily we can do
let's
business of 200 million. Easily 200
exactly.
million business.
But
And in
करने
200
की
million, you
नियत है
can,
अपनी.
yeah, easily you can, in 200 million, you can sign around 4 to 7 players, good quality players, 4 to 7 minimum. And if you look at United, what I liked about United, they got this guy from Adidas. He currently manages our negotiations. His name is Matt Hargreaves, if I'm not
Yeah, Matt
mistaken.
Hargreaves. Yes, yes.
So he's the guy who is an expert negotiator because we know the kind of team which was there before, the way they used to manage the deal. So this guy is from Adidas, worked over there for a long time, had a good title over there. So now he has come to United. So I'm expecting good things from him. And then if you look at INEOS, the kind of people they have brought along with them, like Jason is there, Jean is there. Gene is a pioneer in French football, if you see.
Hmm.
the work that he did at PSG. So he doesn't like uh, currently. I don't think so. There has been a news that Gene will also work in transfer, but I believe that he will give his insights
I
because
think
the
he's
kind
going
of
to be
network
more
he has.
towards the business and marketing and operational side of things. But like you said, Tanmay, that they have created the right kind of team, and now it's the
And David
time
Gill
for
is
this
back.
team.
David Gill and Sir
Mm,
Alex are also back.
yes. यार वो तो कहीं गए नहीं थे बट शायद उनको साइडलाइन करके रखा हुआ था लास्ट 8-10 साल में मुझे
Yeah.
लग रहा है
No.
they
So
they were
what
kept on the
happened was
side.
no. So what happened was, how much I know is that Sir Alex Ferguson used to be there, like he used to
Hmm.
make his appearance and etc. But David Gill was nowhere to be seen. So David Gill was the main person because if you look at Sir Alex Ferguson, yes, he was having his brother, he was having his family members who used to scout on his behalf. But David Gill was the man. He was not only the CEO of the club, but he also used to take care of these transfers and everything. He was the main guy for Sir Alex Ferguson. And as Sir Alex Ferguson left, we all thought that Sir Alex was the reason why we had a downfall. But we also had a downfall because of David Gill, because he left
Of
and the
course,
structure fell
of
down.
course. तू एक चीज सोच रहा है तन्मय वो दो
Hmm.
बंदे जो what the work that these guys are doing since the past 10 years 15 years now we need to hire an entire fucking sorry pardon my language we need to hire an entire committee to do the work that these two men were doing. Can you
Okay,
imagine?
shout out to, wait a minute, shout out to Sam. So, Sam, this time it wasn't me who abused, it was Paris.
I almost did. I realized, by the way, just wanted to tell you this, Tanmay, and anyone who's watching, that I actually have Sir Alex with me right now, and this this
Whoa.
football bloody hell. So he's with me, and it's not
Where is
just
Arsene
him.
Wenger? Where is Arsene
And
Wenger?
wait, come
In
on,
the flush?
he must be
In your
somewhere.
toilet flush? In your toilet flush?
No. And who's this guy? Wait,
Beckham.
zoom in.
Oh,
Yeah,
Zidane. Oh, Beckham.
no, it's Beckett.
Oh, Zidane. Oh, Beckham. But he looks bald, mate. So I can.
So yeah, I have my two United darlings with me, my
Where is Wayne
all-time
Rooney, mate?
icons.
Where
Dude,
is Wayne
उसी की
Rooney?
कमी है, उसी की कमी है और वो भी मैं बहुत जल्दी लेके आने वाला हूँ 110%. होपफुली जब मैं ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड जाऊंगा वहां से कुछ रोनी का सोवेनियर लेके आऊंगा बिकॉज गाइस ही इज माय
There are
फेवरेट
a lot
प्लेयर.
of shop outside of Old Trafford. Like I
You
even got a
visited,
souvenir
don't
for
make me
David.
jealous.
Yeah.
Don't make
I
me
went to
jealous.
see, I went to watch this FA Youth Cup final match where
You did?
Garnacho was there, Menu. Yeah,
You went to watch the
FA
final?
Youth. No, FA Youth Cup. FA Youth Cup. The
No, no,
one in
no.
which
The
Garnacho,
scored, na? The
not this
final,
one.
the FA Youth Cup final.
Yeah, yeah, that one.
Dude, that must have been insane.
Man, insane. The way the stadium was buzzing, I felt like I was watching a senior team playing at Old Trafford. Because,
यार
like, it,
Tanmay, quickly, I don't want to cut you off. Sorry, you continue. But is he like I want to know, you saw Garnacho and Menu playing live.
yeah.
तभी उनको देख के ऐसा लगा था कि भाई these guys are something. Like they can become something.
So at that moment, so I believe I spoke with you about this. Like one of the main reason why I was going to Old Trafford to watch this FA Youth Cup final match was to see Alejandro Garnacho. I wanted to see
Ah,
the buzz, so that's why I went over there and saw him playing, and I was like, "Whoa, this guy is like Ronaldo, like how Ronaldo used to be during his younger days at Manchester United. Garnacho is like that." And then when it comes to other players at United, it's not only about Kobe Manu. There were many players like Reece Bennett, the captain, the centre back who was there, and all other players like Isaac was there who left for Werder Bremen. He was also a good player. Like there were a lot of players in youth team. Like our academy is amazing, mate. Like I will say, if United fans have patience, let's stop buying players. Give the chance to the academy boys. I know the next 1 or 2 years will be tough with that, but the kind of team we will develop, it will be like class of 92 or 99.
Dude, this is something what you've touched on. I don't think, maybe barring an Ajax or a Barcelona, probably no other academy can hold on to this category of being like the champions of youth, man. The kind of players that we churn out every second season, like every alternate season, there's something that we have to look forward to. And
Like every
this,
year we get at least one player every year.
exactly.
Imagine that.
बेस्ट बात तो ये है, पता तन्मय, चलो सबकी नसीब नहीं होती, नॉट एवरीवन इज लाइक meant to be a United player, but they all have careers, and that's probably the
Yes.
strength of our youth academy. uh, it is the perfect way to dive into what we're going to talk about now, because see, as we were discussing about our transfers and summer window opens, it's very important to completely divide two aspects. एक तो यार,
Okay.
one is sales and the other is, of course, the incomings. Let's talk about the sales first, because
Okay.
you mentioned that we have a lot of ways to make money, and a few of them are related to our youth, which is why I said it is the perfect way to get into this segue. Mason Greenwood के काफी rumors है. There are a lot of rumors coming in, and I am 100% sure he's leaving. What do you think before you answer? Mason Greenwood, Jadon Sancho, Harry Maguire if he has to go, Scott McTominay if he has to go. What I'm trying to ask you is, how are you raising? How we'll come to it. Give me your picks to raise 100 to 120 million this window. How will you raise it?
Okay, so starting from Greenwood, he was a great player. Like, I will say he has the potential to be better than Erling Haaland. Like, imagine having a center forward who can play with both of his feet, who is fast, who can dribble, and then who has the physical strength. But whatever happened with him, after that, I don't think so. He has a career in United or even in England. The career is over for him. So the best thing for United will be to sell him. And now, when it comes
How
about
much?
money,
How much?
no, so that's the tricky thing. Everyone knows that he's a quality player, but whichever club will sign him, they know that they will attract the backlash. And when a backlash comes
No,
at your
dude.
club, you lose money.
I get what you mean, Tanmay, but यार, I don't think he had any backlash in Spain. उसका इंग्लैंड के बाहर किसी को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि उसने क्या किया. So in
No,
that
actually,
sense,
In Spain, he used to get from other fans he got,
other
not from
fans,
his
yeah.
home club, but yeah, from other fans he got. But sometimes you know how this sponsorship works. So
Mhm.
because for a club, a sponsor means huge amount of money, and
But
to
now,
have a player like to have a player like Mason Greenwood wearing your sponsor logo, so it's bad for the brand. So that's why it can become an issue. But if Juventus wants to sign him, okay, how about you give us 1 or 2 players? That's just fine.
pack him up in a bag, take him.
Give
Which
us
players
money
would you
or
take?
player
Which players would you take from Juventus? कोई है दिमाग में?
winger. We need
कौन सा?
attackers.
They
Chelsea
still
has
have
their
Chiesa, right? They still have Chiesa,
Chiesa.
and I believe they're looking to
Chiesa.
sell him.
Chiesa, they have. That's the thing. I want Chiesa. If we get Chiesa, but there is one thing about Chiesa. Sometimes he just goes away. Like if you're watching him in the match, you're like, "Where is Chiesa?"
Yeah,
That thing is there with
that's a
him.
tendency, Tanmay, that pretty
With
much
Rashford,
most of our wingers have. Rashford.
Rashford.
देख, रैशफोर्ड का नाम मतलब डेविड आ जाएगा.
अरे वाह.
Shout out to David. He will be a part of some of the lives, but I was just having a conversation with him before coming on. And dude, I the one thing I'll say about David is that his passion oozes out through
It's
his heart.
unmatchable. You can't match his
It's
passion.
unmatchable. It's
When David
unmatchable.
starts talking, you only listen. When he starts talking, you only listen.
Exactly. So we'll get him on very soon. Today he was a little busy. But Tanmay, wait, you have not even given me the how are you going to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
this amount of money
Okay.
with all these
So,
players? 120
okay.
million
So
start.
I will. Okay.
Short
So
answers.
I will try. I will get 35 million at least from Greenwood. From Sancho, I will
Okay.
get 40 million. So it's about
Okay, that's
75 million.
75.
And and then when it comes about centre back, we have to sell one of our centre back. Either it's going to be Maguire or Victor Lindelof. That we have to
Okay.
look. Of course, Maguire is going to generate more money than Lindelof.
Hmm.
And the reason
Who do
from
you
that
like more
Maguire,
to stay? Who
honestly,
do you want to
hon-
stay?
I'm a fan of Victor Lindelof because
Huh.
he's totally fine with being a bench player. Because Maguire wants to be in a playing 11. But the thing is that Maguire will generate more money. And as more money comes in, we can use that fund to get a centre back. And also, if we are able to save some money, then we can use it at some other place.
Okay. So
So,
that means
so it's like
Maguire
a
for you,
huge
huh?
debate. Maguire
Maguire.
for me because at least 45 to 50 million for Maguire. He deserves
उसके
that.
लिए
Come
कौन
on,
देगा
he's
40? Who will give 45 million for him, my friend?
like,
I think
come
that's
on.
stretching it.
This I'm stretching it. I
He,
know one of the
they
reason
were,
I'm stretching it because he was the main player for England, mate. He's the main player for England. I don't know why he did not got picked,
see,
but
that's
he's the
the
main
crazy
player.
part, right? I agree with you.
He's
If he's the main
he's the
centre
best
back for
centre back.
England.
Look, Paras, there's a thing in England. You need to have a certain British players in your playing 11. Maguire is a British player. He's a centre back. He has a leadership quality. So any English team can sign him.
But I agree. But last season, West Ham were ready to pay 30 million. So one season down the
अभी तो
line,
ज्यादा अभी तो ज्यादा देना चाहिए ना मैगवार ने अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है अभी तो
bhai, chal, I completely agree. But one more year down of
थर्टी
his
फाइव फोर्टी
contract,
हाँ वो भी है भाई डाउन द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बट बोल हाउ मच वी
Tanmay,
प्लेड फॉर माउंट how
if
much we paid
if we
how
get
much we how much we paid for Mount. He was having 1 year left in contract. How much we paid?
if we get 40 million for Maguire,
Hmm.
if someone pays 40 million, मैं बैंगलोर आऊंगा तेरा हाथ मिलाने या तो तू भाई या मैं तेरा हाथ मिलाने Okay, anyways,
Yeah.
I am going to interject at this point. So, तूने 35 बोला Greenwood का, 40 बोला
Hmm.
Sancho का, that's 75. 30 for Harry Maguire,
But
that's
चल 30
105.
पकड़ते
105.
105.
Dude, we you know for a fact that we can so
Hmm.
easily go 150. ये तो हमने खाली तीन प्लेयर का नाम लिया. There's only three players we've spoken about.
सबसे पहले अयाक्स को पकड़ो एंटनी के लिए वो चूना
भाई
लगाया वो लोग ने
एंथनी को ना
एटलीस्ट
तो उसको एम्स्टरडेम में ना उसके पासपोर्ट को ब्लैकलिस्ट किया रहेगा वो लोग ने नेदरलैंड में उसको एंट्री नहीं है
भाई अयाक्स को
उसको
बोलो तुम लोग ने इतने पैसे लिए एटलीस्ट 30 मिलियन में तो ले लो इसको वापस
हम वही डॉटमेंट के साथ कर रहे हैं सैंचो के लिए भाई हमने 80 मिलियन दिया तुम्हें प्लीज 40 में तो ले लो इसको वापस वही अभी एंथनी के साथ करेंगे
अरे
व्हाट
वही बात
व्हाट
आती है पर
नॉनसेंस
वही बात आती है कि United signs the player for a huge amount of money, but when it comes about sales, no one wants to pay for United players. Daniel
बिकॉज
James,
वी आर
he was
we've been that
bad.
dumb dude
Yeah.
चलो
भाई
कैरी ऑन
कैसे मेरे को भेजो पारस कैसे मेरे को भेजो सऊदी अरेबिया 60 to 80 मिलियन आएंगे
Okay, wait, there's news coming in just now. Manchester
ओके
United are set to table a bid for Jared Branthwaite after learning of his valuation. It is
60
expected
मिलियन
that
इट वाज
it is expected that the negotiations may take time and won't be straight. Yeah, okay, wait, quickly, let's wrap up the sales because then we have to
ओके
jump on to the incomings.
ओके
Uh, we'll quickly dive into it. Like you've already mentioned, of course, Greenwood confirmed. Sell or
सैंचो
keep? तो खाली मुझे ये बोलते रहे, ठीक है? Greenwood,
ग्रीनवुड सेल सेल
Sancho,
सेल
Maguire.
benefit of doubt I will say
So you want to keep him, but you just said you want to
no
sell him.
no No, actually, thing is that I'm not able to make my mind if I want Victor Lindelof or Maguire. So one of them
तो
has to
उसमें
go.
से एक उसमें से एक कंफर्म
चल Maguire को भेज दो.
मैक्वायर को भेज दो वाम्बसा आई एम गोइंग फ्रॉम डिफेंस टू फॉरवर्ड लाइन वाम्बसाका
आउटडेटेड है जब अटैक करता है ऐसा लगता है कि डिफेंस कर रहा है सेल करो अरे
भाई
भाई
वो
बहुत
जब
नींद
अटैक
आती है
करता
मुझे
है
मुझे नींद आती है
वो ना the day the moment he starts attacking, right, I feel like he forgets that he's playing football. It's
अरे
like that,
कहाँ है
but
भाई इससे तेज तो
gives
लोग चलते हैं इससे तेज तो लोग चलते हैं
but
वो कौन सी
give
स्पीड
some
में अटैक
respect to
करता
the
है
guy. Give some respect to the guy. He
वन
played really
वन ऑन
well
वन
over
अच्छा
the last few games. Yeah, he played well in the finals
but
also.
but Paras there is a thing we have to sell him because like at the start of the season before that he used to make tackles but he has stopped
Hmm.
making tackles he doesn't make tackles nowadays. Do you remember he gave away a penalty and after that he stopped making tackles.
Yes, yes,
तो
he's
फिर अगर
become a little
टैकल
more
कर ही ले
wary.
yeah if he doesn't make tackles then we don't need him because that was the quality that we signed him for.
So I have a question now, quickly going into the same thing. Now, if we sell Wambasaka, we also want a left back. You think we have the capability of managing to sign two fullbacks? Because we need cover. Exactly. Now, continuing, Malasia or Shaw में से
No,
1%.
but there is a thing. I have my full trust on Diogo Dalo. Shout out to that guy, man.
Dude,
He-
dude.
He's our best player.
यूनाइटेड का हार्ट है वो ब्रूनो फर्नांडिस आई स्वेयर मैन
Or Dalo.
क्रेजी
I- Man, I wasn't that big fan of Dalo, but this season I have become his fan. Like the way he played and the pass that he gave to Garnacho for FA Cup final. What a beauty that was.
crazy dude he has become someone who always showed that he had potential but
Yes.
something changed
That's why
after his
Mourinho
last
signed him.
injury. Yes, and
That's why Mourinho signed him.
he said this guy will be the best fullback in the world. He said it like something to the lines of he's the best
Yes.
young
Yes.
fullback in the world or something.
Young fullback. Yeah, he was like when he was Mourinho was United's manager. He was like this guy that I have signed. He
Yes,
will be the best fullback in the world.
yes,
He has the
and
potential. Uh,
he
He changed
still
after going to
has
Italy. He changed after going to
yes.
Italy. He
But you
developed a
know
lot.
what? You know what, Tanmay? I feel he changed more because he said this in interviews. He changed more. He's one of those few people who benefited from Ronaldo being in the same dressing room as Cristiano Ronaldo. Because in his interviews, he said it so many times that I have picked up so many good things from him in terms of his workouts, in terms of his discipline, work ethic. उसके तो भी इंटरव्यूज देखेगा ना he praises and you can see that shift in his game since a certain CR7 came back to our team. You
Yes.
see, he doesn't get injured anymore. He was injury prone.
Yes.
And you see Cristiano Ronaldo, the man's 39. He has a body of a 24, 25-year-old. So that impact, I'm sure that Dalo now, this season, I think there was some news also that they consider him to be like a United
Untouchable.
captain kind of material.
Yes. He's untouchable player at United. They are not going to sell players like Dolo or Menu or Garnacho.
Exactly.
And I will say Dolo is the captain material. Like in the future, like I am expecting to see Dolo becoming the vice captain of the club, and Bruno will be the captain.
I mean, see, Varane and Casemiro go, there is clear space. So either McTominay, who's going to
McTominay
stay,
he has captained us multiple
exactly,
times.
exactly. So either McTominay or Delo probably could be the next in line. So Shaw Malasia, quickly. Sorry, I keep derailing, but
Yeah,
हमें
yeah.
ये खत्म करना है. One has to go. Shaw Malasia,
Uh,
one has to go.
so look, so I will give the reason for both. I'm sorry about that. Which so the thing is that he's the best left back in the world for me, but he's very injury prone. He has missed around 50% of the United games since he has joined the club. With Malaysia, he's a great guy, young player with potential, but he has only played for us only for a small period of time because last season he was completely out. So it's tough to say which player we should sell. But I will say that I will sell Malaysia because he's a young player. And then Shaw, we know we can rely him for at least 50% of the matches, and then we can just kind of like we saw how we used to play this season. Like we used to put Victor Lindelof or Dolo on left back, so we can do similar kind of thing.
Don't remind me. I have completely erased last season, barring the FA Cup final.
No,
मेरे लिए तो season हुआ ही नहीं
no,
है
no,
भाई.
no. Paris, you forgot one more thing: beating Liverpool.
Oh yes, yes. चलो ठीक है.
Yeah,
Let's keep FA Cup. Rest everything. Forget.
yeah, yeah, okay,
We'll only remember the FA Cup from last season.
okay. So
Now
self
moving on.
Malaysia,
So Malaysia. So now moving on to the midfield. Amrabat keep
Casemiro
or
gone. Sell
Casemiro gone.
Amrabat, sell. He's not worth it. He's not worth that kind of money.
You weren't impressed with the last few performances that he put in.
और ऐसे तो जेसन लिंगार्ड भी अच्छा खेल लेता है, पॉगबा भी अच्छा खेल लेता है 2-3 मैचेस में। पॉगबा ने तो वो पॉगबा ने तो याद है मैन यूनाइटेड वर्सेस मैनचेस्टर सिटी, सिटी वाज विनिंग बाय 2-0 somewhere around that. Paul Pogba scored 2 goals and then Chris Smalling scored the
Sanchez
winning
और
goal.
Pogba
Yeah,
went crazy.
वो ऐसे तो पॉगबा ने लीड्स के अगेंस्ट भी ऐसे 3-4 गोल का असिस्ट किया था, मगर पता है ना कैसा है वो। तो सेल करो भाई अमराबाद को भी,
So
2-3 मैचेस से कुछ नहीं होगा।
Casemiro, Amrabat gone.
The thing is that I'm with Casemiro, we don't have any experienced player in the squad because Varane is also leaving, so we need someone like Casemiro. But if a bid comes from Saudi Arabia, then
You
that kind
you
of
know
money
you,
we can't refuse.
you know we did not mention when we were talking about the sales, like you could easily raise 35, 40 million for Casemiro from Saudi.
No, no,
Easily.
no, no, no. Paris, it's not 35 to 40 million. If I remember, Al Nassr was willing to pay around 60 to 80 million. 60 to 80 million. It's that kind of money.
See,
It's not 35, 40. It's 60 to 80
that's
million.
crazy.
With Casemiro you can easily get more than 50 million. That I can say. Easily 50 to 60 million minimum from
So
Saudi.
we have easily, before even reaching the front line, we've crossed like a good amount of money. Now wait, but we are not done. Casemiro gone. Amrabat of course gone. Christian
Hmm.
Eriksen
Gone. I don't
gone.
want that old guy. He can't defend for his life. Like how can I say in a kind word that I don't get cancelled? He runs like 1,000-year-old tree.
1,000-year-old tree. Poor guy, man. But he had his use a season back, but I think that after signing Mount, उसका coming मेनू coming into the picture, उसका तो कोई chance ही नहीं बचा है अभी फिलहाल. And even for his own career, I think it's good that he goes. उसके शायद
Oh,
3-4
man,
million मिल जाएंगे हमें.
did you saw the goal he scored for his national side?
Fuck, banger! What a
And
banger!
I'm like ये कहाँ पे था यूनाइटेड के टाइम पे?
But that's the thing, right? For him, he never got a chance to get going also. And you're right, like it's not his fault. That's not his game. For him to
Yeah,
constantly run
yeah,
back and forth, that's not his
yeah.
game.
Yeah, him being in midfield with Bruno and Eriksen, it's not a proper midfield. Like it's not that
It it
fluid.
it never made sense. Moving on to the others, I'm not going to mention Menu. I'm not going to mention Bruno. I'm going to mention Mr. McTominay, Scott McTominay, keep or sell.
Don't touch him. Don't touch him. Like, come
We
on.
are
How can you sell a guy because of the Scott McTominay? We have finished that kind of spot in the table. If Scott McTominay was not there, then we would have finished way lower,
But
way
dude,
lower.
I don't know why majority of the people, I understand he's a limited player. I'm not even saying that he's not a limited player, but how can you like want him to leave so desperately? He's clearly a very good squad player to have in every
Actually,
aspect.
the thing is that Scott McTominay's reputation got ruined because they made him played for majority of his career at United as a midfielder, like a defensive midfielder kind of. Whereas Scott McTominay is a very attacking player. He will pop up all over the field. Like he's good in attacking game. Like I will say, he has a better attacking instinct, better centre forward instinct than Hoyland. If you look at the positioning, Scott McTominay's positioning is much better than Hoyland's positioning.
He makes those guys. There is no way I'm comparing these two players, but he has this knack of a Frank Lampard running into the box late. He does that
Yeah.
very well. The last good crazy midfielder that I remember who used to do this often was Frank Lampard. That he has that instincts. You're right. You're not wrong about that. So we are keeping Scott McTominay.
Yes.
Us, we are big
Yes,
fans
yes,
of
you
Scott
can.
McTominay at universal levels. I'm not even going to feel bad about it. Moving on to the wingers, um, Amad Diallo.
Amad Diallo, so I'm going to be honest. I wasn't a big fan of Amad Diallo because I still feel like, in terms of physicality, he needs to develop. Like, you can easily put a shoulder push on him and he will go flying. So he needs to develop in that aspect. But over
But do
here,
you
I'm
think
also
he'll get
a fan
enough?
of.
Do you think he'll get enough game time next season?
No, no,
So you'll
I
keep
don't
or
think
sell?
so. I will keep him. Come on, he
You'll
scored
keep
a
him.
goal against Liverpool. He scored a goal against Liverpool. You can't sell that kind of player.
No, I think the now I'm going to talk about a couple.
Actually,
Starting
Paras,
with
there is one thing, one small point I want to make about Amad Diallo. What I like about him, as he plays on wing, typical wingers they just put the ball in. Whereas Amad Diallo has a different approach. He likes to go in the middle, so he creates multiple
yeah,
options. He's a very different
he
kind of winger, so you need such kind of player.
he is what if Juan Mata had a little more pace, he's that kind of a tricky player. Like he likes to come in the ball. He likes to like have a give and go with the players. So he's that kind of
Yes.
a vibe. You're right. The other player now I want to talk about, Pelistri is gone. He's going to come back. He's going to go.
Yeah,
Not even going to
Palestri is,
talk about
yeah,
him.
he will be gone.
Anthony. Anthony.
Sell.
There's no way of even saying anything else. Mason Greenwood we've already spoken about. Jadon Sancho we've already spoken about. Uh, Listen to the question. I am a club who's come with 75 million pounds or
Hmm.
85 million euros, 90 million euros, and I table a bid for Marcus Rashford. You are Manchester United. Are you accepting it?
Look, Paris, we know about Rashford. The thing is that sometimes he will become a ghost in the game, but he's always the player who performs in the big matches. If you look at his record against top six teams, like against City, Liverpool, the way he plays, he's a big game player. But at the same time, to get 80, 90 million pound kind of a bid and reject that, it puts everyone in
Pure
a,
profit.
yeah, pure profit. Like, it's tricky, but Paris, there is one thing. I will reject that bid. The sole reason I will reject that bid is we don't have any experience in our attacking lineup. That's why we need to keep him because we are already selling a player like Rafa Varane is gone. Sorry, he's gone. We are probably going to sell this guy also, Harry Maguire. Casemiro will also be gone. So we will have only few experienced players. So we need at least someone experienced. We can't just put kids on the pitch.
But would you be okay with that kind of a temperamental player who, depending on how his situation is in his personal life, can switch off, switch on, switch off again, go party,
That's why we,
go do
yeah,
his own
that's why
thing?
we need. Yeah, that's why. That's why I'm keeping Amad Diallo in the club, and I'm also t- looking into the aspect that United signs another winger along with a centre forward.
For me, when it comes to Rashford, I was not like this before, but now I've become very neutral to whether keeping him, whether selling him, because I feel, and I mentioned this before, that he's a good player, but he's not of the old times, prime Ronaldo, prime Messi of the current times, like an Mbappe or a Vinicius. He's not one of those players. He is a rank up a level below them, and
Yes.
it's to do with consistency because talent he has. So for me, a player like that is replaceable. So if
Arsenal made a
there is,
bid, if I'm not mistaken. Arsenal
there
made a
were
bid about
rumors,
Rashford. Yeah, but
there
he
were
rejected
rumors.
it. Rashford rejected it.
You
His
know,
side
the
rejected it.
craziest thing is, Tanmay, craziest thing is, I feel that if he goes to an Arsenal, he would do good. He would do really well in that system with Saka on the other side. So there is talent, but I don't
But
know,
we
man.
could have
I've
also
become
said, look, we could also said the same thing about Rashford if Greenwood was there. Rashford and Greenwood were a pair, like Rashford, Greenwood,
dude.
and Martial.
Don't forget Ole's season when they finished second. Martial, Greenwood, and Rashford. They were
And the COVID season,
hot sauce.
man,
Too much
just
hot
imagine
sauce.
COVID. Look, the COVID season, as no fan was allowed in the stadium. Imagine United playing that kind of football and fans, and Old Trafford at full
Exactly.
capacity. And the
Exactly.
kind of brand of look, Ole, kudos to him. I know he's more of like counter-attacking base manager, but it was one of the best football that I have seen after Sir Alex Ferguson.
I
Like
think the games that were
we
good
was,
were really good.
and the way he was beating Pep Guardiola and everyone. The major thing about Ole was that he was scoring goals. Like they were scoring goals for fun, like 3 goals, 4 goals, and now we can't even score a goal.
5 goals. Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, I think we should now move quickly into the
Okay.
incoming side because there is some really interesting conversation coming up about Branthwaite. There is more news coming that we are set to table a bid, and Everton wants about 70 million. So I don't know where that point is going to end up, and we'll probably end up paying somewhere in between if we do end up signing him. But they
Around
want
50 to
Everton.
60. 50 to
Yes,
60 is a
Everton
decent amount.
Everton and United want to end the pursuit before 30th June, so things can move quickly. It's a very good segue into what we actually want to discuss. I wanted to ask you and get your opinion. We are going to first talk about Branthwaite, but what, as per order of priority, what do you think we should go for first and then last? So the positions, I mean, not the players.
Okay. So I will go for center forward
First,
and
priority.
then, yes, yes, center forward
Okay.
priority.
Okay.
And then the second spot has to be center back.
Okay.
And then it will be a defensive midfielder,
Okay.
CDM. And then it will be a winger. And then last it will be a fullback. And
So
yes,
let me, yeah,
Ericsson replacement is also there in the at the bottom of the list. So I did not pick it before because we already have Mason Mount.
I've completely forgotten. Sometimes I really forget. So you're center forward, striker, uh,
Yes,
then center back, then
center.
CDM, then
Yes,
winger, then a fullback.
yeah,
That's your order.
yes,
As
yeah.
center forward, would you want uh, someone equally young as Hoyland or and more of
Cisco,
an experienced striker? Shesko's
Cisco.
gone, bro. He signed a new contract. He's gone.
When the hell he like
Yeah, he
when he
signed a new
signed?
contract
Yeah,
2 days, 1 day back. Official.
one day
Gone.
back.
He's staying at Leipzig. He's not going anywhere. He signed a new contract. Sorry to burst your bubble.
Mm, like who is available in the market?
I'll tell you,
No.
who we are linked with in a very good way. First, Jonathan David. So we are linked with this kid from Bologna, Jerky. The third player, Calvert Lewin, Dominic Calvert
Mm,
Lewin, and there was one more who I can't remember right now. Probably someone can. 1 second. So yeah,
Yeah, there was
these are
this
the
young,
kind of, and
there was another
Ivan
striker,
Toney.
a young guy. A young guy was also there from Italy or France,
Uh,
somewhere from there.
no. From
Forgot.
Germany, Hoffenheim, the 21-year-old
Yeah,
German.
Hoffenheim. Yeah, yeah.
Some Bayer, some Michael Bayer or something.
Yes, yes. Jonathan David.
Jonathan David.
Yeah, there is
Just
no one
picking
on the list,
someone
man.
out.
Yeah. No, I'm
Can
just
I
speaking of that I know.
can I throw a curveball over here? I don't know why people are not talking about it, and it could actually be a very smart signing. 15 million release clause, 15 to 17 million. This man has scored 16 or 17 league goals. He's 32. His name is Alvaro Morata, and they are ready to sell him. He is ready to move on. 32-year-old proven striker Alvaro Morata, dude, it's not a bad option. I think it is not a bad option because we have Rasmus Højlund.
Look, I would have gone for Alvaro Morata, but there is one thing that I'm not going for him is because he's 32 years old. If Alvaro Morata was in the range of 29 to 31, I would have gone for him. But he's too old, man.
You can still get see. We need someone to be with Højlund right now for the next 2 to 3 years
But,
till he develops.
but Morata, like,
I've
hmm.
been wondering how he's not been linked with because
What about
first
Deepak?
thing I
What
saw
about Deepak? What I know he's not
Deepe,
performing
no,
well, but
no,
yeah,
no, no. Deepe, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think we need
yeah, I
that
know.
kind of an
Yeah.
attacker. We need a proper number nine. A Morata is a proper number nine. We need someone to hold that line. I think I've stumped you with this one.
Yeah. Or let's take a gamble and ask Bayern Munich if they're willing to sell Thomas Muller. I know he's not a proper
He's
center forward, but
so now if someone hears this, we are talking about Thomas Muller or Alvaro Morata, they'll think that we are back into Moyes days. So anyone, Jonathan
no,
David is what you're saying.
Paris. No. There's another player. He's an
Oh,
ex-United player, a brilliant center forward who has scored a lot of goals. But currently, he's playing in Mexico. His name is Chicharito. But I love him, Paris. He was a great player. Come on, don't laugh. Chicharito was a great player. You also know that.
dude, I loved him. I loved
Yeah.
Chicharito. But I think अगर अपन जाके ना चिचारिटो को कॉल भी किया ना इनियोस ने तो प्रोटेस्ट वापस चालू करना पड़ेगा फैंस को तो मतलब खत्म फिर we only should give up on this team. If I had to pick out of these, not Morata, this was just something that I put in. There's Ivan Torev, there is Jonathan David, there is this jerky kid. I wouldn't mind a Jonathan David or Ivan Toney, but Ivan Toney is a little too expensive.
Yes,
So
I will
for
do
me, it would
expensive.
be yeah, for me it would
And
be
Paris,
probably Jonathan David.
what if I, what if he gambles again and gets a ban?
Yeah. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it because he'll cost around 50 million, I think,
We
minimum.
don't have that kind of.
So it's not worth
Look,
it.
what I feel like. Look, what I feel like is United is going to spend around less than 30 to 35 million in center forward spot. They are not going to spend huge amount of money. What
Mm.
I feel like is United will try to get a center forward who can also play on wing. They will try to do some kind of that kind of thing because we don't have that kind of money. There are other areas
That
on the pitch that are more priority for the club.
exactly. That's why now we are just getting a short list of attackers and we are getting more rumors and news coming out for center backs. Let's go into the center back area because the breaking
Yeah.
thing right now is Gerard Brandwaite. What do you think, man? For 50, 60, 70 million, what Everton is asking for, do you think he's worth it?
Look, there was this. young kid from Everton who joined United and became a legend, and we all know about him, Wayne Rooney. So if you look at Jared Brantwaite, he's a United fan from boyhood. He's performing brilliant, and he has the potential to be in a big club in the next 2 3 years. That I can say. But to pay that kind of money for one player is something that we have to look into, because at this stage, I don't think so. We are in a spot to sign 60 or 70 million kind of players.
My thing is the fact that there have been rumors also that we're not going to sign one but two center backs, and the fact that we've gone so hard for him. I feel that United think that this is a realistic possibility. Maybe this is something that they've already prepared for
As
monetarily.
far as there will be one star signing, one big signing, and Jared Brantwaite could be that person.
So, do you think we can pull something off like a Jared Brathwaite and a Todibo? Because that's the other, that is like
No,
the easiest transfer to do.
uh, I don't think so. We can. I don't actually like Todibo that much. So I'm
Okay.
more of a fan of like this. Just give me a moment. Let me check what was the name of that guy. Sporting. There
Ah,
is this center back.
Inacio.
Sporting Lisbon. Sporting
Inacio.
Lisbon. Ignacio is there, and there is. Oh, he was in Benfica,
Benfica
and he.
Silva. Andre Silva or something.
Yeah, yeah. Andres
Mm.
Silva. I'm a fan of Andres Silva, and then I'm also a fan of Ruben Neves. He also plays in Portugal, and United has been linked to him. He played in midfield for Portugal also, and Bruno Fernandes was also there, and Ronaldo was also there.
So you're talking
But
about
both the players.
midfielder or center back?
So I'm talking about centre back. So the
Okay.
centre back, and now I'm talking about this defensive midfielder, another defensive, and this guy is
João
Ruben Neves.
Neves.
Yeah, João Neves. Yeah, João Neves.
Dude,
Yeah, there are so many.
he looks something else, man. He looks like a class player. That guy is
He's
definitely
very
meant for a
expensive.
big club.
Man, he's bloody expensive. 80 to 100 million upwards. Like even he's
That's why we need to be so realistic with our targets as well this season because we can be linked with so many good players, but we have to be realistic of what basically we are, you know, planning on getting on. Missing 1 second, huh? Oh man,
how about
this
offering a swap option to Everton?
who?
How about offering a swap option to Everton? We can bring the
M-
value down for Jared Brantwaite, and we
Maguire.
can offer him.
We can take out 20-30 million of his, like 40 million and Maguire, or like 30 million and Maguire.
Not Maguire exactly, because for Maguire they were willing to pay around 30 to 40 million.
Mm,
So I don't think so. INEOS will be selling Maguire. They will be going for Victor Lindelof probably.
possible. But we need to now keep a eye on the incomings because it's going to heat up. Now, the other news that is coming out so drastically over the last couple of hours is Olise. Chelsea, Newcastle, Bayern Munich, they've all officially opened talks with Crystal Palace for Olise. हम लोग कहाँ हैं? फैन तो हमारा है वो, यूनाइटेड फैन है. हमारा अभी तक कुछ बात नहीं आया है. Where are we
Olise,
in this point?
look, Olise is a good player. He's an amazing player, but I don't think so. He will end up at United. The chances are very low.
But Tanmay, are you getting the point? Like it's say 60 million for Branthwaite, then 80, 100 million for João Neves, and then 60 million for Elise. Like the top targets that we want to get into the club, they're too expensive.
Yeah, we can't afford them.
That's why it's going to be very interesting what happens over the next couple of days because I'm
Everything will
100%
depend on
sure.
sales.
Yes, exactly. I'm 100% sure there'll be a lot of activity that will happen now. अभी ऑफिशियली कल से जो 14 से हमारा जो एक्चुअल चालू हो गया ट्रांसफर विंडो A lot of things from tomorrow is going to be exciting now. Euros is also starting. Shit, we didn't even talk about Euros.
Yeah, Euros.
Who are you supporting? Euros.
So what I like to do is I like to support all the United players.
Who do you think will win? Your top strong two contenders. Give me like these two, one of these two.
So we all know what happened with this thing. Real Madrid winning the UCL and United winning the FA Cup. So Portugal is team that can win because
Yes.
they have Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes is in great form, Bernardo Silva is there, this new guy is there. Like they have an amazing team. So Portugal will be there. And then for second team, certainly England won't be there.
Yeah, I don't know why England is getting hyped up. I support England,
Because
but I don't.
I'm telling you the reason why England doesn't win anything. Because they play Harry Kane as their centre forward. If you remove Harry Kane, put another player, another centre forward, they will play better football. They will play more attacking football. Harry
But
Kane is one
Harry
of the problem.
Harry Kane is
Yeah,
the darling of England with Jude Bellingham.
yeah,
Harry Kane is a good player, but I know what you mean. The way he plays the game, he's world. For me, Harry Kane is world class, but I know what you're trying to say because he has a tendency of falling, like how Wayne Rooney developed his game. Like he has a tendency of falling behind, trying to get involved in the game. तो उस वजह से शायद जो actual जो playmakers है इंग्लैंड के which they have a lot of quality, maybe there is like disparity over there, मतलब वो एक दूसरे के पोजीशन में आ जाते हैं. For me, it is Portugal, and I think because Germany is the home team, they can surprise.
man, Germany, they have great players. And now even the manager, man, they have a bloody good
They have
manager.
great players, but the best thing they have is they play like a team, and this has been like a German thing all throughout. They play like a
Yeah,
team, man.
the Germany, yeah, brilliant in every aspect in terms of teamwork, players, manager. They have such a great manager who doesn't even deserve to be a national team manager. He deserves to be a
Exactly.
club manager.
And he will be, man. I think dude, he's too young. Even if he spends 3 4 years
He's
Euros के बाद
36,
World Cup,
37.
yeah.
He's 36, 37. But he's like Ronaldo is more older than him.
But I just realized one very important thing. I know I said
Yes.
Germany will be the second team. Tomorrow is the opener, and I think Germany will lose because they're going to be playing Scott McTominay, Scotland.
Oh, look, the thing is
uh,
that with Scotland, they have this surprise element. They always have this surprise. John McCain is there, Scott McTominay is there. Like Scott McTominay is a beast when he's playing for Scotland.
he's their R9. He's their R9, bro. He's been crazy for them. वो तो अलग ही
Everyone
लेवल
in
पे खेला है.
everyone in Scotland loves John McCain and Scott McTominay. The way they are playing.
It'll be a good game to watch. I think, Tanmay, let's end it on this note.
Okay.
And
Whoa.
wow.